Alright guys, welcome back to Strength Corp. So this video is basically, you read the title, 6 mistakes that we made last time on our cut that you should not make. So we're going to tell you what mistakes we made, the results of it, and also how to avoid it. So we'll have quick pictures. Sorry to cut your face off, man, but right here is going to be a picture of me when I was last cut, and then I guess right here there'll be another picture of, you know, when Rolando cut down. He got pretty freaking shredded, I'd have to say.
The wrong way, but we'll talk about that now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But anyways, 6 things, guys, so let's start off.
Alright guys, numero uno. First thing is count your macros. Now, why do I say this? Last time, when I cut, I wasn't paying attention to my macros. All I was doing was declining in the number of calories I was eating. So now, what did this do for me? Yes, I did get super shredded, my abs were showing, everything looked great. But now, see, what benefits do I get from actually counting my macros and cutting the right way is that I'll look more cut, more muscle. Maybe it might take me a little bit longer to look that way, but it's definitely worth it because you're able to keep more of your muscle, and that's very important because the point of cutting is to be able to maintain as much muscle as you can. Now this is done through protein, high protein. You're going to be cutting out your carbs and some fats, but it's important, always keep your protein high because that's what your muscles are going to be feeding off of.
Bam, straight like that. Number 2. Alright, so my first mistake was similar to his. I didn't have enough calories. So pretty much when you're cutting, I mean, you can see in the picture, I got pretty shredded, but I was only eating 1,700 calories. Ugh. That's not enough. Not nearly enough. So, you know, I would say if you are, word of advice, eat as much as you can while still losing weight. Point blank period. If you can get away with eating 3,000 calories and still lose a pound, 2 pounds, pound and a half a week, you're A-okay. Eat that 3,000. Once 3,000, you're losing a pound or less, yeah, then you might want to go down to like 2,800 or so. I mean, you know, something around there. So make sure that you don't go too low on your calories because 1, you're going to feel like garbage, and 2, I mean, you're going to be starving, you know, and nobody wants to be starving. The whole point is you want to cut without feeling like you're on a cut. So, bam, that's number 2.
Alright guys, number 3. My mistake was when I was cutting is that when I was doing my exercises, there was no mind and muscle connection. Now, what happened? Alright, I was at the gym for numerous hours. I did not maximize my gains. So, if you're going to be at the gym for numerous hours, might as well maximize, get the optimal amount of time you're in there, get a good amount of size going on, you know? So now, how did I do this? Pretty much what I was doing is that when I was working out, I wasn't really feeling the motion. I was going through the motion, but I wasn't feeling it in the muscle. So now what does this do? Yeah, I may have been maybe activating my muscles, but then I wasn't fully activating the whole muscle as far as I'm concerned, because I don't know, was I paying attention to the whole contraction? Not really. So guys, it's very important when you're going through your motion, make sure you feel the burn in your muscles, because that means that you're actually focusing all of the I guess you could say the strength, all the power you're using in your workout, you're focusing it all on that muscle you're working on, so you know that it's working.
And if not, you can always go find one of your personal trainers in your gym, like myself, and we'll be more than happy to help you and, you know, try and convince you to
self-promo,
yeah, a little bit, you know. If you go to Florida State, hit me up, personal trainer. I got some free open spots right now.
Don't hit me up.
Alright, but yeah, anyway, video coming on, by the way, about whether mind muscle connection actually exists or not. So that should be an interesting video for you guys. Anyway, number 4. Was it number 4?
Yeah.
Alright, number 4. So, my routine was very inconsistent. You want to maintain consistency. So, my routine, I would literally, I would say I wanted to do 3 days worth of cardio, and I would go in, and some days I'd only do, you know, some weeks I'd only do 2 days. Or I'd go in, and instead of doing 20 minutes, I'd do 10 minutes. So, what you want to do is, just like what a science experiment, you want to keep all your variables pretty much the same so that you know where to take from. So you want to keep your workouts relatively the same, just as intense in every workout. You want to keep your calories pretty much the same. And you also want to keep your cardio that you're doing relatively the same, or exactly the same. So that way, when things go wrong and you're not losing any weight anymore, you can say, okay, well, I'm doing everything exactly the same. Let me up my cardio a little bit. So you're changing one variable, you know. So that way you kind of know, you know, what to change, what not to change, and you're not just guessing, you know. So that's number 4.
Alright guys, so mistake number 5 for me when I was cutting was that when I was working out, I was changing up my exercises way too often. So what I mean by this is that I was changing my routine every 2 weeks, possibly even every 1 week. Now what this does is that, yeah, the point of it is that you're confusing your muscles, but then by doing this so often is that you're constantly confusing your muscles, meaning that your muscles won't be able to get used to a certain routine. As Sean was saying, you got to be able to, you know, do something for a good amount of time so your muscles get adjusted to it, and then once your muscles get adjusted to that, you're able to change it.
Yeah.
So now
and we'll have a video coming on that soon, like about, because it's okay, because I don't do the same workouts every single week, but it's very hard to explain. So we'll have a video on how to keep your workouts consistent but using different exercises, because that's a very hard thing to kind of do, especially if you're new, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
People usually won't know those things, you know. They'll try everything, you know. That's how I pick a lot of clients. You just see people hopping from machine to machine, and if you're advanced, it's cool because you know you can really, you know, get away with that, but when you're a beginner, you want to kind of stick to the same thing. So
that's true.
Anything else you're gonna say?
Yeah, pretty much just that. By doing this whole thing of changing your workout every 4 to 6 weeks, like Sean said, you're letting your muscles adjust to the whole, I guess, different training. So by doing this is that if you ever plateau, you can just change up an exercise and you start seeing that your muscles will respond differently to these different workouts. So that was mistake number 5 for me.
All right, number 6, intensity. Always bring it. Don't be like me on my last cut, because there are some days, I mean, I broke my finger on my last cut, so I couldn't do, for a few weeks, I couldn't do, you know, free weight exercises like the barbell or dumbbells, because I want to kill myself, you know. But I wasn't as intense, you know. I would go in and say, oh, I want to do 3 sets of 8, and I'd hit 3 sets of 8, right? And like that would be it. I could have easily gotten 3 sets of 10, but I would just hit that 8 and think, okay, well, I can do 8 still, you know. You want to go as hard as you can, you know. I hate cutting for the fact that I can't do some of the crazy things like big drop sets or pyramid sets or, you know, things like that. Or my variety is not as much when I'm cutting as when I'm bulking, or even maintaining. But you always want to make sure that you're bringing intensity every time you step into it. Do not step into the gym unless you're going to be intense, because then you're just going through the motions, which was one of your points earlier. So that's it for the video, guys. Pretty much to sum it all up, keep your variables the same. Train intensely and count your macros and your calories, you know. A lot of people don't like to count them. Probably have a video on that too, where counting your calories versus not counting your calories. It's different for different people. When you're serious, like we're serious, you want to make sure you count your calories, because if not, I don't know about you, but I go freaking nuts. Like tomorrow, if I weigh in and I'm not where I want to be, I'm going to go nuts, because I'm like, okay, I got to do something different. Some people, it's, hey, I look good, I feel good, and that's cool. I mean, I look good, I feel good, and that's cool, but I wanna look better, you know? Yeah,
and guys, real quick, also I want to add in to what Sean was saying. Yeah, go intense, but know your limits, okay? If you ever see that you're going way too hard, chances are you could hurt yourself. So pretty much go hard to a certain point, but once you feel like you're out of your comfort zone, just take it easy, all right? Because that's part of cutting. You're gonna feel kind of lightheaded at times, so take it easy sometimes, you know?
Yeah, dude, good point, man. Because a lot of people will just be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna wreck the gym tomorrow, and then we got busted up shoulders and kneecaps.
Girls fainting on the floor.
Yeah. There's a lot of video ideas I have, guys. So please, if you haven't yet, subscribe. There's links at the end of our videos. We have so many ideas to get out there. I have spring break tips, because spring break's coming up real quick. I got tips for spring break, how to train safe, how to stay safe, because I can't tell you how many times girls just fall out on the floor and people bust up their shoulders or their knees, and then spring break is no fun then. So anyways, guys, make sure to like the video, stay tuned, got a lot of good content coming for you guys, but till next time, peace.
Like the video, please.